Some American Truck Simulator. Haven't done this for a while, even though it's one of my favorite games. Today is my birthday. Good for me. And Texas just opened its borders to allow us in from New Mexico. And it's an absolutely beautiful thing. As you can see here, I went to take a job and get right into it. I cannot do that as I haven't been there yet. So what I've decided to do is just do a regular trip. We're in La Cruces, New Mexico, and we're going to head into El Paso. And then from there, we're going to take a look at some jobs and see if we can maybe head on over to, like Brownsville or Corpus Christi or something like that. Okay. So let's just try to get into this. It's been a while, so if I'm a little rusty, heaven forbid. You see, that's what I'm talking about right there. Haven't even started playing yet, and I'm already bonking up the truck. I've been playing some games on my PlayStation a lot more lately, as I have to. It's just much easier and simpler. I actually, in a way, don't really like, I know, PC gaming. But, man, American Truck Simulator, believe it or not, is actually 90% of the reason that I even bother playing computer games on the actual PC, right? So there's this and World of Warcraft, and that's about it. Let me see if I remember my lights. High beams off. Look around. Yeah, I've been pretty fortunate to have found some decent trucking, driving games on the PlayStation. I really have, but I'm not gonna lie. Just nothing beats. And you know what? We're wild. We're wild here. We're gonna burn a red. There's nobody around. We just want to get it done. Generally, I would drive sort of like a more realistic, immersive kind of fashion and not get all crazy. I've actually recently done something else. I forget what it was. Oh, a major thing I've done in my gameplay, which has completely changed the landscape of the game. Look at my speed. It's in kilometers because, thank you, people, I'm in Canada. And the U.S., the great U.S. of A., is, with all due respect, one of the only places in the world that uses the fucking miles per hour bullshit. But this is like 62, 63 miles an hour. I decided to get rid of that thing where there's no speed limiter. I am now a law-abiding citizen. There you go, 65 miles an hour. And we're going to follow that. It's going to make the game literally, not quite twice as long. It's going to make it about 1.5 times longer to cover the same distance. Because straight math, I'm going at about 100, like I said. I used to roll at about 150 on average on a road like this. So, right? I mean, I dropped out of high school pretty early, but I'm pretty sure that that's what it translates to. And now that we got a speed limit of 75, I don't know. I like having the limiter on, but I don't. It's kind of I don't even know what you want to call it. It's a bit of a pain, really. Because I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't know on its own. I think we just entered Texas, El Paso, city limits. There we go. We've done it. Well, we didn't do shit. I did all the hard work here. So El Paso has been discovered. And from here, if I go to... Oh man, you can tell it's been a few months since I've played. Using my own truck. See? I can grab a job now that I'm actually physically touching Texas. Let's just see what we've got. I do have the job so that they're not like, oh, we don't want to go back into New Mexico. No, we want to go somewhere over here, like in Dallas or Corpus. We really want to go out there, but we want something that's fun. That's not too bad. Not too shabby. Remember, I can't fast travel there because by the time I go to do it, what happens? The job is gone, right? But we're going to set a GPS. It's going to net us 100 grand. Now, obviously, I'm not going to do the entire fucking trip here. Ain't got time for that. I wish I did. But we're going to have fun. That's what we're going to do. I'm on an SSD on my computer. This kind of shows you that sometimes it can still take a little bit of time. All right, so we'll do this. I think I'm going to stick to this truck. I don't even remember the truck that I'm driving. I mean, I do, but I don't. I'm sorry. We'll take a look at it after. It's driving me insane because I forget the exact model of the truck that I'm driving, but yeah. Now I'm going to do a little bit of this where I zoom out a little bit because, you know, the idea behind these videos is pretty self-explanatory. It's like any other video game that I play. It's just to showcase the game, especially when new content comes out. But it's also like a gamer vlog, just like all those dingleberries that go to the dollar store and go, look what I bought for $1.99. And it's like a vlog for them, right? They're having fun. You've got millions of views. This is like a gamer vlog for me, where I'm just basically going, hey, look, check this out. I'm playing a video game, rambling on about generally nothing or the game that I'm actually playing. I do use American Truck Simulator sometimes to talk about other things. It's like an escape because as much as this game can be challenging, as you could tell, this is not God of War or Call of Duty. It's a lot more laid back. We could probably agree on that for the gist of it, for the, big part of it in this game, it's driving, keeping the steering wheel straight. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. So it makes it easier for me to get into some heavy discussions about things in life because I don't have to focus, except for when I'm trying to reverse a 57 or 58 wheel trailer with like 17 joints to it. Get it? My friend does that for a living, and he told me, yeah, you do it right the first time because it's effectively humanly impossible to back some of those up. You know, those trailers with like several segments? Yeah, he's driven some that have like 3 segments or something like that, and it's just practically impossible. So this feels a lot slower, but it's more realistic. And it also makes it, which is very important for me, especially if I'm playing this game for a long time in a session, it makes it so that physically, especially after leg day today. Today was leg day. I don't want to be in pain trying to keep my leg, halfway on the gas, right? Whereas with a speed limiter, knowing that I can never blow the speed limit, what does that do? I can floor that bastard right to the ground and keep my leg in a comfortable position. So it's literally physically easier for me to have the speed limiter on. Well, look at you. Oh, you want to race? You want to go? Quarter mile? Be cool in this game if you could drive the tow truck, do some local deliveries in a pickup truck or a car. Whoa, yeah, whatever, we'll burn the red lights. Too late now. Nobody's looking anyways. Yeah, so it's not that you can't speed in the game, it's that you can never go above a certain limit. Which is fine. I don't mind for small sections like this for me to be having to physically hold back. That looks like one of those older Honda CR-Vs a little bit. Hopefully that job is still there when we get there, because we got a long ways to go. Yes, I know, it's a red light. I don't really care. This is just for the sake of the showcase. Don't really have time to get too fancy here. Okay. Let's do it. Using my own truck. That's the one. Let's take that job. Let's steal those cars and drive them into Mexico. Let's escape the country. Let's see here. Yeah, okay, so it's definitely not back there. See, this is where the challenge comes, especially if you give yourself the added challenge of not using, you know, third-person camera. You just use your mirrors. Well, I mean, I could just... Where the fuck's the trailer? Well, then. Talk about a challenge. It helps if you can find where the vehicles are. Somebody beat us to it. Whoa. Yeah, see, this is where it helps to be able to look. Okay, so, yeah. We have a little bit of a... Well, not really a situation, but... Anyways. This is the part here. Right here. This is what adds the gravy on the mashed potatoes right here. Makes them all nice and moist. It's trying to do this. It's these moments where you look at your side mirrors, and naturally, if I was actually driving the truck, I'd have a better perception of what's actually going on. Right? Whereas, you know, something like this, I feel like I kind of have to do this a little bit because it does make it a little bit easier, but I also want to try and get better at the game. I don't think it's actually cheating, but it definitely makes things harder. I keep forgetting I can use the mouse to quickly look around. So that's something right there. The big thing is checking your mirrors. See? I know that I'm not going to clip because, well, my side mirror tells me so. I mean, I might end up running over the cat or the squirrel behind me, but, you know, minor details. Nobody cares about the cat. Did you hear that? Sorry, kitty. It was your time to go. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, so that's the wrong trailer? Yeah, I get it. It's one of those things where now I gotta straighten out the truck and bonk into the garbage cans and back it up like this. And this is all part of the work, right? This is the bread and butter of the game, right? Trying to line everything up perfectly. Just like that. Not that this was overly challenging, but there are some situations where, wow, where this game can really, really ask a lot of you. Okay. We are doing it. Again, using the mirrors. We're going to want to pull out, you know what I'm saying? As much as we can. Without smacking that Dodge Charger. Just being aware of your surroundings. Now, it is daytime. I wish it was a sunny day so that we could get a better depiction of Texas, if you will. I am trying my best to just do that. I mean, it's a very dynamic weather system in the game. We're just kind of look... Uh-oh, they're onto me. They know I'm gonna bust through the border. I almost forgot how to signal. Is it not working? Oh, those are my gears. I'm in... Oh, wow. That is hilarious. For a moment, I was so distracted. I thought my gear up and down was my signal. We are not to speak of this to anybody. Again, trying to showcase the game. Coffee break. Never heard of that place before. I forget if some of these places are based on real life or not. Or they are, but not using their real names, because I know that's where some of the mods come in, right? Now, if you'll excuse me for a minute, I'm trying to get, hands-on here. We're going to be going through Van Horn. Hopefully we trigger Fort Stockton. It's possible that we may not end up triggering it. I may see if I can, go straight through here. So those are some of the major places that we're going to go through. Junction. We're going to miss San Antonio, I think. Or sorry, Austin. But then we're gonna hit good old Houston. So this we're literally like cutting across the great state of Texas. And again, everything's bigger in Texas holds true because the price for the DLC was a lot more expensive than it normally is, almost $10 more Canadian with taxes. And it was also twice as big as the last DLC of Montana. Literally, in size, Texas alone is a little over half a gigabyte of data, when the entire base game is like 3 gigs. That gives you a little bit of, whatchamacallit, perspective. 518 megabytes this thing weighs. Whatever, there's nobody around. We're plowing through. I think I have rain probability on the normal amount, nothing too crazy. Not trying to get too dramatic, and I'm not trying to make light of it because it could be a pretty serious thing. However, I got a little distracted there. I wish they would bring in a little wee bit more hardcore dynamic weather. With like strong winds that can affect, your truck and all that kind of stuff. But that would require an extra layer of stuff, if you will, to the game. It would probably be confusing. Now, I did not change the speed of my wipers. It's starting to feel like a ghost town out here. Yeah, let's slow it down a little bit. I mean, there's a few things going on here with some traffic. I mean, it's Sunday afternoon. Oh, no, it's Monday morning. Wait, what? Oh, again, I'm getting confused at the bottom there. We're Sunday, 1:45. We're expected to make it in 12 hours. It's a 12-hour trip in-game, naturally. I don't know how much of it I'm going to do. We could see the timer there. 1 minute is like... not quite a second. It's like 3 seconds per minute or whatever. But I have to admit, it does suck a little wee bit. There's a little bit of sucking because we can't really see shit. We can't see the great state of Texas. Speed limit of 80. All right, that's it. We're going to change something here. This might make it a little wee bit more enjoyable. I don't know. Let's go to gameplay. Let's take, see? Preferred job length. Route advisor speed limit. Automatic parking dialogue. Fatigue simulation. Traffic event. No, we don't want any of that shit. I mean, I put it on sometimes. Heavy cargo warning screen. Parking difficult. Random road events. Detours. Rain probability. Yeah, I mean, it's not on... I don't know what the default is. I mean, we can try to, bring it down for the sake of this trip so that we can potentially get rid of that rain a little bit quicker. Truck stability. I honestly don't know what these are. I don't want to get into that too much. Truck speed limiter. You know what I wish there was? A truck speed limiter, but one whereby you can set what the max limit is. Automatic retarder, rain sensor. That's probably the thing where, depending on the truck you're in, it'll automatically turn on the wipers. So we turned down the probability of rain. I just wanted to see if there was a slider for the you know, the speed limiter. There isn't. Whatever. Like in Bus Simulator 2021. Oh, that's like my dad's car. Same Cadillac. I wish there was a button to get rid of the speed limiter, like on the fly. Because everybody's passing me. But that sort of makes sense a little bit. Maybe not in the States. I don't know how truckers do it in the States. I could talk to my friend Mike. He'd be able to tell me all about it. But it definitely makes for a more relaxing experience doing it this way. There's absolutely no doubt. I'm assuming that's a Ford Mustang. The details of even the AI vehicles is just so good, eh? All the different transitions in the road, how the asphalt's not always the same. The clouds, the weather, the intensity of the rain is never, ever the same. I mean, it's just... God damn. Even that little hiccup in the road that was there, like... That makes such a big difference to see all the withering of the road. You have no idea how much extra work it takes to do that. And again, perspective being the word of the day. Several years have gone into the making of this DLC alone. Okay, when other trucks are passing me, I can't say I'm... Excuse me, my voice cracked. I can't say I'm really excited about that. Like, really? I just wish I could set my own limiter. And then have, like, the up and down on the D-pad of my steering wheel to, you know, change it in increments of 5 to 10 kilometers. Just little, like, quality of life features that I would really like to see. The limiter basically being toggled at the switch of a button I would like to do. And I'm pretty sure there would be a way to do it. I just don't know how to do it. But the game doesn't allow you to hot map it, so I don't think it's possible. Good, Van Horn has been discovered. Is it me, or is it kind of clearing up a little bit? Sort of, kind of, not really. It's so hard to drive like this, you know, without crashing or accidentally swapping lanes. I totaled my truck the last time, and I did like a full 360. It was absolutely awful. Well, I mean, it was funny probably for some of the people that watched it, going, oh my god. And it was all because I was trying to give you a little bit of a... You know, all the lines in the... I know I keep going on about it when they patch the roads there. But it's just so beautiful. Oh boy. Even the way the water physics work with the windshield and the tires of the other... I know, I keep going on about it. It is some absolute witchcraft how this game has come into existence. I'm quickly reminded of playing this game just how every other simulator game that has to do with trucking or driving essentially pales in comparison. I mean, it just doesn't hold a candle to the light, or whatever the expression is. When I first heard that, I had to think about it for a moment. I was like, hold a candle? Why would you hold a candle to a... Oh, it doesn't shine. I was like, oh, wow, let's not tell anybody about that. Anyways, you can see that the weather is clearing up a little bit. And how everybody's just kicking my ass. But that's okay. Because we're having fun. And now, perspective being the word of the day again, when we first started this trip, it was 12 hours. It was a 12-hour chip. I'm craving chips. 12 chips. We're now down to, it's a 10-hour drive. So again, it shows you literally, physically, how long I would have to actually be here in the flesh to cruise all the way across Texas. Like, just wow. God, I love this game. I gotta learn to not be so lazy and whip out the steering wheel more often. And now it's clearing up. I almost feel like pulling over for a moment. Just for a moment. Once we get past the little cliffs there. Because I'm gonna end up crashing this son of a bitch. We don't want to do that. Ah, God, I love this game. Jesus. Like, I mean, I know they're not happy, but at least they're not honking. They're not honking. Little bit of Texas there. They know. They're like, all right, guys on YouTube, just trying to make it big. Oh! But we're not gonna let him get back on the road, though. But you see how he backed off a little bit, or did I make that up in my mind? In my head? I don't know. Oh, yeah. What's the vehicle I'm driving? Sweet bejesus pineapple. Let's take a look at what we're even driving. That would be kind of cool. The International 9900i. Okay. One of my favorite trucks. One of. Absolutely. Now that we're here, truck manager. Yeah, let's get into it. The one that we've driven the most, well, of course, my Kensworth W900. And when I click on it, look at that bad boy. I mean, that's the cream of the crop right there for me. The Volvo I like a lot as well, but I gave it, oh, I don't like, well, it's not that I don't like it, but I have it handed over to Petra there. She's driving for me. I got a couple of people working on the side there for me. This one here, the one that I'm driving, the Lone Star's not too shabby as well. Sometimes what ends up happening with these trucks as to why I don't sometimes like them, it's the interior. Potentially that's a little bit off-putting. Or, yeah, we've got Alice there driving. Peterbilt is pretty good as well. What ends up happening, and I'll show this to you, and then I'll end up... So, like, the view that I get, right? Look at the dashboard, looks pretty clean, looks fairly nice. There's a good contrast between the dash, the dials, and all that kind of stuff. The windshield is clean. The top part of the windshield is not tinted, giving you an odd gradients when you look at the sky that it's going different shades of blue. I find it really off-putting. I'd rather have a chrome visor, for Christ's sakes. Okay? So, sometimes some trucks have that, and it's really like, what the hell is that? And it's an OCD thing. It absolutely drives me so batshit crazy that I actually cannot drive the truck. That's how bad it is. Because it's like, why would I want to drive the truck when I can drive this? I can see some contrast. I can see the hood. It's got some nice lines to it. I can see the hood in front of me, the yellow. Then I can see the nice chrome grid. Doesn't block too much of my path. My view. My field of view. Whatever. Whereas those shitty-ass looking European trucks where the engine's under your ass. Yeah, whoever's idea of that for great design deserves a swift kick in the ass. You can't see, over the hood because there is no hood. I mean, there sort of is, but it's like, like a door. It's, you know what I mean. I can't stand those damn trucks. If I wanted to drive something with a flat front, I would drive a bus, which I do in Bus Simulator. This here, I'm weird. It's like extra detail that I get to see out my windshield. I get to see the hood and the bug deflector. I know, it's very bizarre, but that's just how I am. That's what I enjoy. Lone Star 329, because we've now done 3 out of the 29 major cities, I believe, that we can visit. So all have done, actually, now that we're here, sorry. Yeah, so when we started our journey here, it was in here, Las Cruces, and we went to El Paso, and then I was like, okay, we're here, we're in Texas, and I took the job, and I'm only here. Like I'm barely a quarter of the way there, sort of thing. Actually, literally a quarter of the way there. I've done 3 hours. 9, 10, 11. I've done 3 hours. It's 12. 3 times 4. See? Dropping out in grade 8, 9. Wasn't all that terrible of a thing. Basic math is still intact. Just don't, ask me to design that bridge, because that's where you need a lot of math, actually, to figure out all the little angles, how wide it could be, how much weight it could handle. There is a huge science to that a lot of people may not understand, and it's to the point where if you made the bridge even half an inch, a quarter of an inch, a 1/16 of an inch too short, too narrow, it could actually cause the bridge to collapse. Maybe not right away, but at some point. It's pretty dramatic. Ranch, that's very Texas-like. Of all the states in the States, even though I'm Canadian, I have been to the States, though. Just not Texas, sadly. I know for a fact because of Google Street View. Fuck around with me on that. Is definitely, by far, one of my favorite states. I know that for a fact. Texas, Arizona, Montana, all that shit. They're completely different. Utah, even, is nice. But Texas, just wow. Plus, you get to remain in the U.S. and get a feel of what it would like to be in Mexico. Really, because, they're connected. So yeah, it's not like you're in Texas and then you cross over to Mexico and all of a sudden you're like, wow, it's so different out here, right? It isn't. But within the United States, the geographic layout of your country is amazing because the diversity is absolutely nuts. The wildlife, the reptiles, the spiders, the snakes and all that shit, the millipedes, the scorpions, the trees, for fuck's sakes. Gators. Unreal. Unfucking real. Canada's like a beautiful country. We've got our own cool wildlife and some of the biggest moose and worms in the world, because that's exciting. But apart from that, British Columbia's an exception. We've got some slight changes in our geographic layout. But it's the same for the most part compared to the States. Imagine comparing New York fucking City to Corpus Christi, Texas, and then compare that to even California. You can't do it, right? You go from one state to the next, it's like, hey, wait a second. This feels a little Montana-ish. Wait, this feels a little, Carolina-like. It just every state, again, not as soon as you cross the line, but they have a distinct flavor. From province to province, and here in Canada, we have provinces, not states. The flavor does change. I'm just saying not as drastic. Like, if you want to know what it's like where I live, just picture, Chicago, Detroit, New York, but just without billions of people in the city. Obviously, there isn't billions. I'm exaggerating. Speaking of exaggerating, this is not exaggerating. There are roughly 3 million more people in the state of California alone than in the entire country of Canada. Do you know how insane that is? That's because your population's about 11 times greater. Holy shit. No wonder people go cray-cray down there. I would be too. I'm already halfway there, if not almost 100% of the way there. I go out and I'm like, what's with all these damn people? I don't like them. There's too many of them. since I've been born 44 years ago to the day, because this is my birthday, the world population has fucking doubled. And so has Canada's population, unfortunately. You can only imagine what it was like in the States. I mean, the States hasn't had the population of Canada since the fucking 1800s. Yeah, that's pretty scary, isn't it? I kind of go off way out into left field, sometimes right field. Sometimes it's just so off we don't even know what field it's in. We just know it's far gone. And that's what I love about this game. The relaxation of it. Cruising. And yes, for the most part, there's no challenge. I mean, let's call a spade here, right? There's no challenge for the vast majority of your driving. But when there calls there to be one, you better strap in, boy, because you're going to be in for one heck of an adventure. And not all games need to be challenging. Really, they don't. I mean, this is... God damn, the crickets, everything, as we're heading into the evening now. You know what? Just for my VIPs, I'm going to try to hang in there. And what I'm going to do is about half the trip. So we got about another... couple of minutes there to go. Let's see where we're at on the map. Let's take a look at that sucker. Okay, let's see if I can... Ooh, that might be pushing it there. I don't know if I can quite make it to junction. We'll try. Can't guarantee nothing, but we'll see what happens. Because now we're going to be coming into nighttime driving. Oh, look at that wildlife. Like the sound, I mean, look at all those... Holy shit. You see what I mean? I almost went off the rails there on a crazy train. I have that song stuck in my head because I was playing it earlier on the guitar. Yeah, next time I may just have to suck it up and I might have to get rid of that speed limiter. Or find a way somehow, some way, somewhere. Sonora, that's good. So that I can change what that limit is. But 105 is a decent speed. I just wish I could do like 120. I don't know what that translates to because 120 is a very comfortable speed. You know what? I'll tell you what it is in just a moment on my calculator on my phone. So 120 divided by 1.6, 75 miles an hour. That's it. Because if I do, just to double check that I didn't fuck up my math. Yeah, 75 miles an hour. And here, you're allowed to do 80. Holy pineapple. That's like 128 kilometers. Wow, that's actually... it's not that fast, to be honest. I mean, it's fast, but it isn't. It's not like psycho fast. I feel like things after 130, it starts to get a little too much. Like 140 I've done. We just won't tell the police about that. Or what province it happened in. I plead the fifth, which again is an American thing, but I'm still pleading it anyways. And that was like not that comfortable. I think it also depends on the vehicle you drive. But it's not that great. 128, that's like a good speed. You know what? Fuck around with me. Let's go here. Let's go to game preferences. Let's go back down over... shit. On a stick. Truck speed limiter. We're going to take you off. And we're also going to crank this back up just a little bit. Not too much. Okay, let's open it up. We just passed 105. We're now doing... See the difference now? Like when you watch the screen, if there's even anybody left in the video. This is it right here. Right at 128 kilometers is 80 miles an hour. See the difference? See how it feels a little bit quicker, obviously. But it's not like a super drastic change. Actually, I have it floored. I don't even know how fast this little bastard will go, especially with the cargo that we're hauling. But now we're starting to catch up. 127 to be super duper technical. There we go. Here's our 80 miles. That's it. We're taking over now. Fuck around with holy shit. Now we're really going. Even I can feel it in the game now. 140, like I said, not a comfortable speed to drive. But on a big open road like this, wow, this is a different beast. I mean, we keep this up, we're going to be in wherever it is we're supposed to go in like a minute. Not going to lie, cruising at 100 miles an hour, almost 95 miles an hour. It's feeling pretty good on these big, wide Texas roads. It's feeling good. Let's see if we can break that 150. 150. There it is. Wow. That feels like something. 151. And then watch this. And all of a sudden, doing like 90 kilometers an hour or 80, whatever. It feels so slow. Actually, if I leave my foot on the base of the pedal board and I just gently push my toes comfortably, slide my foot forward, I can actually angle my foot so it doesn't feel like my leg always has to physically lift up and down. Because it can actually get quite tiring, like I said. See, this is the regular speed limit here. Right around here. Like this. But yeah. I do kind of miss being able to crank it open. I'm actually going to see if in the INI files somewhere, I can actually edit what the max of the speed limiter is. If I can change it to like 125 or something like that, like around this speed, I feel like that would be pretty cool. That wouldn't be too unrealistic. And I can almost guarantee you there's a way to do it. There has to be. I don't see how there couldn't be. Right? Because it's going to be on a notepad. And it's going to say something like, I don't know. Speed limiter equals, 105 kilometers, whatever that is in miles. And I'll be able to change that. I just love that transition for the day and night cycle. So whatever that... Oh, shit. Oof. Whatever that question mark is on the navigation system. Oh, I have my high beams on. We're gonna end the video here. Look at that. Very Texas-y. Texas-y? Texas sexy, right? Sounds legit. All right, that's going to be it for the video. As always, if you liked it, go ahead, give it a thumbs up. It does greatly help support the channel with the algorithm. Didn't like it, give it a thumbs down. I'll bend it in half and twist and break it off in your ass. If you want to subscribe, great. If not, whatever. Thanks for stopping by anyways. Take care. And maybe, if I'm lucky, I'll see some of you in the next one. Bye for now.